Welcome in everyone to week 2 of June for Women's Weekly. We are getting right into the action. We've got 4 teams this week. The Vibers, Pulse masypie, sorry, I always pronounce that wrong. Meowscarada, however you pronounce that, and then CatDogs. So we're gonna get in here, pick which semifinal we want to watch, which are both best of 3, and I think we're going to go with Vibers versus Pulse masypie. So let's get into it. Now, we have some high-level players with us this week. Quite a few to note, and, you know, some in this match itself, but let's introduce the teams. We have got, on Pulse masypie, we've got 2 Pulse members, and then masypie as an addition, it's going to be Glbbous and, let's see here, Glbbous and Maggie today, so Nessa sitting this one out. And then on the other side, we have got Vibers, which are Aurora, Takara, and Snub. So we're going to see a few different name changes here, and we do have some spiciness in that they chose specific team colors. So that is going to be some fun. But Takara is on EU, so we're going to do a quick check of her ping really quick and see what she's working with in this match. 108, that's not too bad. I know EU players can get as low as, I don't know if I've seen 80 before, but definitely low 90s. But it looks like Takara got a decent roll on the server here. Of course, I don't have any control over it. None of the players do. This tournament is set up via the custom tournaments function inside Rocket League itself. So it is a random roll on the servers, and you know, I specifically cross my fingers hoping that they, you know, take and factor the origin of all the players and try to pick the best neutral server for them. But sometimes that doesn't happen. We've had a full EU squad before getting 120 ping while all the players on the other side had like 40 or 50. So that one was a pretty bad roll, but luckily this week we've got a good one so far. On the other side of the bracket, we also have more EU players, so depending on who gets through to the finals, we might get to see them as well. But getting into this match, we've got a couple players that I do not believe we've seen before in our Women's Weekly, and specifically that would be masypie and Snub. To my knowledge, I cannot remember them being on here except for the Valentine's special edition that we did a while back, that was a 2v2 tournament instead of a 3v3. We had quite a few players in for that one, because we had a prize pool of, I think it was like $350, something like that. It was a substantial prize pool. And, you know, as always, thanks to anybody who contributes to them. If you want to contribute to these monthly prize pools, or if you want to actually specifically ask for, like, a specific bounty, or you want your prize pool to go to a certain week rather than a monthly bounty, you guys are free to do that. You just go into my About section on my channel and hit up the PayPal link there. If you put a message with your donation, I will make sure to direct that to the correct spot. So always open for that, but of course not at all required. I am just here to give you guys some great gameplay from the wonderful women in the scene, and so far we're seeing a lot of it right now. This seems like a pretty even matchup with a 2-to-1 scoreline in the Pulse plus masypie team's favor, but it is definitely an even fight on most regards. We have Aurora popping that out into the middle. Takara's going to get up another pop out to the middle. Aurora tries to get a glancing blow into the top of the net, but it's just a little bit wide, and Maggie is going to be able to guide that out into the center. Now Snub pops it high, and Aurora's going to have to take the deflecting below back into her corner to bring out to the center again. See a loose ball in the middle. Snub's going to go up for it early, get a reset, and her teammate is even going to dive in with her to try to get more of a touch on that ball and win it to their side. Oh, that was great pre-flip from Snub. Oh, just unfortunate on the landing. She couldn't quite get it in, popped high, but no worries. Takara is going to finish it off for her. Great team play from the girls in pink. They're showing us some class on this side of the field. And Pulse are fighting back with a 2-all scoreline. Now that's going to be a goal almost off of the kickoff, but I am incorrect. Maggie is back in time, and now we have Snub trying to pass into the middle. Maggie, she's going to guide it away off the back wall. Takara gets a fast interception on that play, and now it's going to be Mozzie taken out of the back corner. Glbbous, high clear. Snub intercepts it, tries to get into the middle. One more pop. The defender is ready though, so Takara has to go back and bring it into her corner. She's going to pop it high over one. Also, just quick side note, she is wearing her team's endpoint decal, looking very clean with the colors here. I actually, now that I think about it, that's probably why they made their colors pink, so that they can match the endpoint decal. But nice midfield play from the two teams. We're seeing Aurora take it down into the corner. Mazzy stops it, and Takara tries to halt that in the midfield, but it goes far and wide out to the left side. Now it's Snub moving the other direction. She gets a pass out to Aurora, but it goes into the corner, and now we have Takara popping it in front of the net. She gets a second touch, a dunk on the defender. Mazzy running low on boost in the back corner, but she is going to serendipitously get that touch all the way into the other half, and Aurora has to make the save. Now Glbbous, high over the net. She's got two defenders up, bringing it into the corner. That bounces off of Takara, but it is eventually going to drop to the ground, and we have entered overtime in the first game of 3 in the semifinals. Oh, now that's a fast, loose ball. Just barely went over the top of the goal. Snub is going to go back on the defensive line, and the clear goes all the way out to Glbbous. Now that's a huge dunk. Mozzie's back in time, and she's going to pop it to the center. Great pass for Takara. Mozzie makes a diving save. She's putting a lot of work on the back line here. That shot just barely bounces out of the corner, and Snub can't put it in. Now we have Takara resuming pressure, keeping it in the corner. She's going to leave it for Aurora, but there is a team bump on the back. Snub getting her touch dunked, and that is going to be Maggie with the winning goal, putting it into the back of the net off of that little bump in the team play. Takara didn't have any boost to get back, only picked up a couple pads, and Maggie putting enough pace on that to bring it to a close. Pulse masypie take the first game in this best of 3 series. Game number 2, Vibers are looking to take a win and bring the series scoreline to even, trying to make this a fighting chance to move on into the finals against whoever results from the other matchup, CatDogs or the other name that I cannot pronounce. Pulse are going to try to end it here though. Those multiple attempts on net didn't have anything come to fruition, and we move back into the orange half. Now it's a pop over the top of one. We see Snub has made a card change. Will that help her out in these matches? Pulse survive this offensive onslaught. Takara makes an early turn in the back corner, gets a pass all the way out to Aurora, but she does not connect with it, and now it is Snub stalling in the midfield. Aurora dives for that 50-50, and it is going to buy her team some time in the back to get some boost and recompose themselves. Now we see Snub flip it out of defense. She gets past one. She's trying to make a breakaway down the other side, but she doesn't have any boost to work with here. She's going to steal the corner and get a pinch all the way back. It's too fast. Takara can't reach it. Now that's a high pop from Snub over the top of the net. Two defenders dive at it, and that's going to leave Takara alone. She manages to get the diving save, and now it's Snub on the counter. Now Takara, high pop. Mozzie bats it away with a follow-up from Maggie, bringing it all the way to the back corner. Aurora with 0. She's trying to work with what she's got here, but the Pulse are putting on the pressure. Snub gets a clear out, but Glbbous is going to receive it on the wall, put it right back in. Takara, long floating clear out to the other end. She almost gets the bar down shot, but man, this ball just isn't going in either net. Snub with the glancing blow from the side. Maggie's up to block the shot from Takara. And now Snub, another play. She gets a pass. Aurora misses her touch. She's going to follow it all the way out into the corner. Takara had to wait for her turn on the ball. Now that's another long clear. Aurora is making a nice save into the back corner, followed up by Snub. You see a little bit of the team synergy here, and that is what you tend to get from higher level players. They just know how to move around their teammates a little bit better off the rip than, say, you know, a champ player or a low GC1. But we've got some SSLs in here, if I'm not mistaken, and they are showing why they have earned that higher title. Glbbous, she's going to make the easy save, bring it into her back corner. Takara putting pressure. Snub demoed one of the defenders, and now that's open for Vibers. A fake from Snub, but Mazi manages to get it out. Now that's open for Snub. She does manage to pop it past the last defender. First goal in Vibers' favor. That was a great recovery from Snub. You can see she was about to leave the play, but in seeing the touch that resulted from that block in the box, she was able to cancel her flip and get back to that ball. Now we have Snub, high pop. There's Demo on the receiver of the play. Takara low boost in the back corner. She does manage to get the corner boost, but that is out to Aurora, who takes away from Snub. Don't know if there was communication there or what happened, but now Snub, she's gonna play it safely out of her back corner. Wall dash for good measure to keep up her speed. I wish I could do that. Can any of you guys wall dash? I can't wall dash. But Snub, she is going to be downfield as a result of her wall dashes after Aurora beats two defenders and is able to pop it right into the net. Clean as you like. 2-0 for Vibers. They are on the path to even up this series score and bring it into game number 3 to see who's going to go into the finals. Now we have Snub, early air dribble to prevent the challenge. She's going to try to push it through the corner, but Aurora's going to have to help her out here. Now we have a pass into the middle. Looks like Takara was waiting all the way back. Now we have a team clear. Takara does manage to recover in time. She's going to move down the field. Snub going for the physical play. Aurora, close follow, pops it high, and Mazi following it up off the backboard. Now Maggie floating down into a save. That was very well done by her. Kind of baited out Mazi though, and that means that Vibers once again have a window of opportunity to take the game. Wow, I actually have no clue how Snub got that goal. By all accounts, it looks like Aurora made the last touch on it, but you know, I guess Rocket League knows best. Aurora pop into the middle. Snub there to follow it up, and I do believe she has now secured herself a hat trick. Let's check. Oh, I am one goal too late. She was a hat trick on goal number 3. I'm not a very good caster right now, but I promise I will pay more attention. Snub. Fast shot into the back wall. Mazi's up to make this touch. Now Snub, she's cherry picking off the back wall. Takara puts it low and it bounces off the defenders for a 5th with just under 1 minute remaining. Great team plays. That's a pop high from Aurora down into Takara from Snub, involving all 3 of the players on this Vibers roster. They're doing very good to counter the Pulse win in the first game, and by all means, this is a blowout. Pulse are going to have to work real hard to see if they can fix what they were doing. Mazi, she's going to start it right now with just 44 seconds remaining. She takes the first for Pulse masypie. That has great power on it. You could see that Takara was awkward in net in terms of her positioning. She didn't have any momentum to work with, and therefore her clear just goes into the top of the net. Now we have a Spanish kickoff of sorts as the cheater... Well, actually, no, I think it was the person on kickoff gets demoed. Traditionally, it's the cheater that gets demoed. But either way, a demo was had and players were deleted from the pitch. Therefore, it is Spanish to my ignorant American brain. Now we have a high pop. Mazi trying to come off the backboard to make the touch on that. That's a free ball. Snub barely makes a save. Glbbous can't get around it. Maggie... Oh, she's going to save us all the heartbreak to put it in for a second. It might be too little too late with just 13 seconds remaining. Even if they got it in on the first shot, I don't know if they have enough time left in this game to take 3 goals. It's nearly impossible in 1v1 and practically impossible in 3v3. So we are guaranteed to move on into a 3rd game in this semifinals match to see who is going to be able to continue on into the finals to contest for the victory for week number 2. Now Snub finishing it up with 1 more goal. I believe that puts her to 5 now. Doing work for the team with 8, almost 900 points. My goodness. All right, but we are going to move into the next game. Oh no, game number 3. I was hoping then this wouldn't happen. Players have stated in the past that they do not like to play on this map, but I forgot to remove it from the rotation, so they're just gonna have to deal with it. Looks like Takara's busting out the new Bumblebee car that just released today for the Transformers pack. Oh my goodness, what in the world was that team play? Oh, what? Okay, so Aurora passing it out into the middle. Takara out of rotation, cuts back in, and Aurora receives the pass to put a nice little slot into the bottom of the net. masypie just completely ran around by the Vibers roster. Now we have a 50-50 off the back wall. Takara and... oh, jeez, sorry, they're leaving me speechless here with their team plays. I have to, you know, pay attention to the game, but Vibers are showing a lot of chemistry right now that they've had like a game or two to warm up. They're really coming together, and Aurora's going to pass that out into the middle. Glbbous going to try to make the play on it, but she doesn't have any boost to her name. She's going to have to rotate back as Snub pinches it down the left side. That's a 50-50. Maggie comes away victorious. She can't get it on net fast enough. The pace is just a little bit too slow, and Takara recovered for the save. Now that's a free ball all the way to the other end. Maggie pops it up high, and it went behind her, so Aurora was left with a window to challenge that. Now it's going to be a pop out into the middle. masypie, long clear into the pink half, and Takara is going to stop it in the corner. Now you have another free ball in the middle. Maggie makes the challenge. Glbbous is going to pop into the corner. Maggie following it up, and Takara is going to be able to clear that away as Mazzy was demoed. Now she makes a save yet again. She's really proven herself to be a valuable addition to this Pulse roster, putting in everything that she has to try to help them come away with a victory. Now it's going to be a Takara. Long clear. Snub receives it in the midfield. Aurora followed up into the corner. Popped too high for Snub to receive. That's going to be Takara saving it in the back line. She pops it towards her net. Snub got the memo and was able to turn around in time to safely guard it. Now I have Aurora. Quick pop. She's going to follow it up. Second, third touch, fourth touch into the corner past masypie. Maggie's waiting on the backboard. Now we have Takara playing again, popping into the center. Glbbous up early for a big clear, but only goes so far as Aurora in the middle of the field. Misread on the back line, but support from Aurora means that does not result in a goal. And now we have Snub up early. Aurora trying to team pitch with her, maybe? Snub almost getting the follow-up as she fell down from her challenge. But Glbbous pass out to the middle. Mazzy misflip, and that is going to be Maggie trying to retain pressure on the pink half. Glbbous gets into good 50-50. This is good position. Mazzy almost putting it in, but Snub is going to be able to take it off of the save. I can't remember who it was on the goal line, but that was a courageous effort from them. And Pulse are still held out scoreless. Now we have Mazzy pop into the middle. That leaves it open for Takara. Nobody back from Pulse. Maggie just barely diving and making the save. Comes off the inside of the net to follow it up with a second. Mazzy, her touch too fast for her. She couldn't follow it up off the ceiling. And now we see Takara. Interception into the corner. Maggie, I can't, these names are, I'm tongue-tied. Takara popping into the back wall. Glbbous and Snub challenge each other. It's going to be more pressure on the Pulse net. They might be running out of boost here as we see Mazzy has 0. It's going to be Maggie trying to bring it out. Aurora intercepts it, and now it's free ball for Snub. She pops it up over one. Glbbous makes the save though, and that's going to be Aurora. Hard pop into the back wall. Takara almost gets a read on it, but there was a defender in the way of it. Now, Aurora wasting time in the midfield. We have just under a minute remaining in this, and Pulse still need one more goal to bring it to even. That was almost an opportunity there. Glbbous not quite getting her shot placement correctly, and it was able to be saved away. Now we have Maggie. She's being bumped from behind. She can't really work the ball in this position. Lot of pressure, but nothing resulting of it. And after the first goal, now that demo is going to clear up the lines a little bit once more. Maggie, bleh. Between masypie and Maggie and having two different pronunciations, my tongue is so confused, I have to say. So I apologize if that's bringing out of the moment. But final 10 seconds. Pulse. They have one more opportunity on net. That's almost fast enough, and it does go in. Maggie with the late equalizer. 7 seconds remaining. She's able to get up quickly. That was such a fast aerial, and the pace on that shot is just that Snub cannot make it back in time to cover the nets. We have 1-1. 7 seconds remaining. Who is going to come away victorious? Will we move into an overtime, or will it be settled in regulation? Pulse are going to try to make it out of the question. 1 second left, and Pulse have not only equalized in the final 10 seconds, but they have taken the lead. Glbbous, the hero for this roster, putting it deep into the net, low on the shelf, and that gets past. Vibers, they have to keep this ball up, but it is going to drop to Takara, missing her read on the back wall. Pulse, masypie move on into the finals. All right, now we get to revisit the bracket again and look at the result of the other semifinals. It looks like Meow took the games handily in 2-0 against CatDogs, putting up a bit of a fight. You can see pads here. She had a lot of saves, but it just was not enough with 13 shots from Stvn alone. My goodness. Yeah, so we are going to see this move on into the finals. Pulse masypie versus Meowscarada. Scarada? Let's just get into the games. Game number 1 in our finals, we have a best of 5 matchup between Meowscarada versus Pulse masypie. Now, we are going to take a look at our players again. From the previous semifinals, we have the returning players, Pulse Maggie, Glbbous, and masypie, who have just scored the first goal in this matchup. And then on the other half of the field, we have the Meowscarada, I'm never going to say that right, so I'm probably going to shorten it to Meow, roster, with Claudia, aka Dakri. I don't know if this is an official name change, Mythra, and Stvn. So we have more EU players on the other half. Of course, we always see Mythra. She is a consistent player in these weeklies. And then we have Stvn making a return. We saw her once or twice, I can't remember, once or twice for sure, in Women's Weekly in the past, but it has been a couple months now. And she is one of the top players in EU on Williams Resolve, and Mythra currently teamless right now. Pulse, of course, on the other half, and then masypie, I think she just announced that she's looking for a new team. It's hard to keep track of all these roster changes, but basically, all of these players are really good. Definitely top 8 material, if not higher than that. So, in Women's Carbowl is what we're referring to, which is the biggest official women's circuit that we have in Rocket League. And we actually just had a competition at DreamHack during the college Carbowl. We had Rocket Clash, which was the top 2 NA women's team and the top 2 EU women's teams competing for, I believe it was $20,000. And NA's Gen G came away victorious. Williams Resolve was there because they're EU's #1, and then it was also Endpoint, which we have seen. Takara was on Endpoint from the last match, and then Stvn is on Williams Resolve. So we're seeing a good mix of players here. So far, again, it's another pretty even matchup, and since we have 2 EU players, we're going to take a look at their ping. Oh my goodness, there we go. There's one of the servers I was talking about. 116 and 120, just absolute trash server for these EU players. Hopefully they can manage to make good plays regardless, but based on that miss from Stvn, it looks like maybe they're having a little bit of a struggle with the ping. That's going to be a free goal for Maggie to sink in for Pulse. And a top shelf shot too, even top right bins. It's good placement, even though there were no defenders there to necessitate it. masypie, she's going to receive that on the wall. Claudia clearing her out of the net. Mythra getting a falling clear out into the middle, but both of the Meow players are too far back to make a play on it. Now we have a demo from Stvn. Maggie's going to quickly cut rotation to stop that play from getting too out of hand. Mythra pass out of the corner. Stvn's up quickly. She can get a double touch on this, but Mazi wisely gets in the way of it and make sure to stop that play. Now we have a doink on net. Glbbous doesn't make the stop. Mazi's going to dive in support and try to get a pre-flip. Mythra just barely getting a touch on that is going to slow the ball's progression towards the orange half, but not stop it. Now we have fast, clear counterattack down the other side. Mazi's back once again to safely get it away. She's doing, like we said in the last match, she's doing a lot of defensive work for this team. Stvn popping it past one, can't get past the second, and that's going to leave it to Mythra in the corner. Now we have Claudia up fast. Maggie barely making the save on that. Now Stvn, flip reset. She gets the touch, but it doesn't do much as it stalls on the back wall. Glbbous there to make sure of it. Now we have Stvn rushing back for the play. She gets it past Maggie. Very wisely handled. And now we have Mythra alone on the goal line. She makes the deflect into the corner. Follows it up. Claudia going to pop it into the center. Nobody's up to receive. Yep. That was a lag on my end. By the way, I actually turned off my indicators early this time, so you guys don't have to see that I am lagging. Whoa! Crazy save from Maggie. Stvn retreating to the other half as Claudia manages to make a play on it. With just under 10 seconds remaining, it's looking like Meow are going to fall to Pulse in this game number 1, even though they have kept it to 2. Pulse making a strong case for why they will continue to dominate Women's Weekly in the month of June. Game number 2, we see the new map once again for Season 11 of Rocket League, Estado Vida, I think? And we have a card change from Stvn to see if she can't shake up a little bit more luck for her team Meow and take a victory in game number 2. So far, we see Pulse held on their back line. Mazi motionless in net as she has to try to make the save, but she is being harassed, and that is going to be Claudia taking the first goal within 20 seconds of game number 2. Stvn turning in on Mazi, putting pressure on her. You could see it there in the replay. Very clever pressure from Meow to put themselves ahead, and they have scored their first goal of the series as well. I do believe, actually, now that I'm looking at all the players on the pitch, that all of Meow have changed their cars for game number 2. So maybe they're going with that cosmetic placebo luck here. So far, it is working for them. We have Maggie getting demoed. Mazi trying to put some pressure in the back line. Her teammates are not there in support, though. She's going to get a fast pop into the middle. No player to receive it. Glbbous is going to try to keep that in play. She gets the touch back out to her teammate, and it remains on Meow's half. Now a long clear from Mythra. Glbbous is going to get the 50-50 on it. Mazi fighting with Stvn in the middle. It goes over the top of the goal, but now we have pressure for Meow. Claudia up early. She's trying to cover the block of the Pulse players, but nobody wanted to follow up on it, and now it returns to the midfield. Stvn getting a pop off the back wall. Mythra making a fast play on it. That's going to be a 50-50, and it shoots all the way out into the orange end. Glbbous, she might be able to get a goal from it, and she does. She waits long enough. Stvn had to make the jump just in case the shot came early, and that means that Glbbous can delay it and put it to the right side of the net instead. Seen some wise plays from some very intelligent players here. The women showing off their wits. But that is not going to be very witty as we see a kickoff goal go into the net. Now it looks like we had the player on Pulse Clan that went back for the boost, turn immediately upfield, and you got to know that that is the more dangerous decision of the two, whether you immediately drive back to net after obtaining your corner boost or you drive upfield in support of the offensive push. It is going to sometimes result in your downfall. Meow resuming their pressure on the blue half. And just as I say that, we have a clear all the way down to the orange end. Claudia and Mythra working together to bring it out. Claudia almost landing on that to make a play. And now Stvn is going to have to try to challenge in the back corner. Mythra getting it past one. That is popped on net though. And Glbbous takes her second for this game. What happened to the players here? It looks like Claudia just got beat to the ball. Glbbous up very fast. And I don't know where Stvn went, but she was completely out of the picture by the time the ball rolled into the net. Now that's going to be a kickoff goal, almost going in Pulse Mozzie's favor, as we see the pressure on the orange half mount in just a couple of seconds. And another, where's the defense? Where'd they go? I don't know what's happening here. Mythra makes a clear out. Stvn turning upfield, and she is called out, cannot make it back in time, and Mozzie is going to take the free goal. Meow have to get their stuff together if they want to take this second game. I do want to remind you that even though the scoreboard isn't working, Pulse took the first one, so it is Meow who is up against it. If they lose this game, they have to make a reverse sweep to take the victory, and Pulse players Glbbous and Maggie will secure the $50 bounty for June, leaving just one left for the lucky player who secures their second win. Remember, Pulse were our victors for week number 1, so they have an advantage here. Mozzie would then also move up to her first win and give herself a shot at the bounty. But that is still a long ways away as we see Meow trying to fight back against this Pulse squad. Stvn, long clear, out into the blue half. They're only down 1 goal, so all it takes is one play. Can that be the one? Claudia making it there in time off of Mythra's challenge that went wide of the net. Stvn making a crucial 50-50 there, and Mythra beating the last player to the ball so that it was free for Claudia to sink into the back of the net. We have 3-all. It's going to be a dead ball in the middle. Mozzie follows up quickly, trying to get a pass out to the center to her teammates. Glbbous is going to put it wide, and that is, whoa, scary close own goal from Claudia. Now we see Meow on the back foot once again. Stvn trying to stand strong in defense. She gets the 50-50. Just kidding. That was not Stvn. That was Claudia. I got my players mixed up. And now we have Glbbous putting in another as the defense is left confused in the back line. A demo opened up the space for that to happen, and the Meow player did not respond in time. Now Maggie, high pop. She gets a second touch on it. Players whiff the save. That's 3 whiffs in a row in defense. It is miraculous that Meow did not get punished for that. Now we have Maggie slow play out of the corner. Mythra trying to make it back for the save. Can she make it? Oh, pain! Oh man, if she got this first touch right here, it would have been safe, but the pinch was too strong. Her flip could not recover in time, and she did not have the boost to make it back. It's looking like Meow dangerously close to going down 2-0 in the series. They're whiffing right and left, and that leaves it free for Mozzie to sink into the bottom left corner. This is starting to get painful. 3 goals down with just 51 seconds to try to recover the lead. Meow, they're really up against the wall on this one. If they go down in this game, they are going to have to reverse sweep, and it is not looking like the pressure is in their favor. And we have a touch in the midfield from Mythra. She gets a second as she's floating down. 50-50. Bounce into the corner. Stvn was waiting to receive it, but it did not move fast enough, and Pulse have recovered. Claudia, she gets to 50, pops out to the left side. Mythra is going to have to make a quick, big pop on this, bring it up to the ceiling, gets it over 1. But the Pulse defenders waiting in net to make a play. Stvn's going to pop it off the wall. Beautiful double tap. Great use of the space that was allowed her by Pulse. Mozzie, her clear, just rolling perfectly down to Stvn so she can make that pop off the back wall. Tight angle double tap. There's almost nothing you can do to stop that if you don't get in front of the initial back wall touch. Now Meow, they have 10 seconds to get 2 goals. It's practically impossible, and they're going to go down 2-0 in the series to Pulse as we move into the 3rd game. For game number 3, we have Utopia Coliseum. Meow have to come back and bring Pulse to a reverse sweep if they want to take the victory. Otherwise, we will see Glbbous and Maggie walk away with the $50 prize each for securing 2 tournament wins in the month of June. Glbbous getting the demo on the offender. That's going to leave it to Mythra in the corner. She gets a pass out into the center, but Mozzie makes a long clear down the side. Now we have a free ball for Maggie. She pops it into the back wall. Stvn doesn't get the read, and she is going to follow it up herself to take the first. It's just a great clear. Stvn has to get up for that. She has to defend the double tap, and in absence of making a touch for that, that is left completely wide open for Pulse to take. Now we have Mythra getting challenged by Mozzie. Claudia getting a pinch off the ceiling. Glbbous is going to try to take it to the side and get demoed by Stvn. Now we have Mythra popping to the side wall. Mazzy, 0 boost, so she can't make the challenge, but she does scare any players off the ball, leaving her team to make the play. Now Stvn pass into the center. She gets a little bit too behind Claudia, and now all 3 of Pulse are up for that. Claudia standing strong in the face of danger. She makes the stop, and Meow sink it down the other end. That was a glorious visual to behold. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is what we watch 3v3 for. You could have 1 player go for the ball, or you could have all 3. So, that's got to be one of the funniest moments I've seen in Women's Weekly. Meow, even if they do not come back in this game to take the series, they will have earned best save, in my opinion, for week 2. Mythra getting a pop up to the ceiling, tries to make the ceiling touch. It's going to be a Claudia. Woo! Touch off the crossbar. It's just going to barely go high, and now Mythra whiffing the save, and that is going to be a goal for masypie. 2-1 up in the series. Pulse really making this a question not of whether Meow can come back, but of how far the lead is going to get away from them before they try to. Even kickoff in the middle. Glbbous drives slightly past it, so that's going to make the secondary touch awkward. Claudia getting a little bit kerfluffled off the ceiling. That's going to mean Mythra is alone in defense. Stvn whiffing her save, but that is going to be a clear from Claudia all the way down the other end. Glbbous almost able to make the save, but Claudia gets the dunk, and now it is 2-2 with exactly 3 minutes remaining. It's very well played by Claudia. She knew that the only way that Glbbous was going to be able to save that ball was by backflipping it up above her net, and she just covered that option, made it impossible. Now we see Claudia once again getting a play on net, saved away by Mozzie, but that leaves open for Mythra to take a dribble. Maggie with the deflect into the corner. Now you have Claudia on the ball again. There's a demo on the last player. Mythra gets a pop over the top of the net. Glbbous survives and is able to make a touch into the side wall. That's going to be a 50 from Stvn. Maggie taking it out of defense against Mythra. Glbbous getting the bump, and now that means Maggie can sink it for a 3rd. That's great awareness from the players. She didn't even go for the ball. She went for Claudia, bumped her completely out of the play, and all Maggie had to do was drive into it and secure the goal. This is a nasty fight. This is like a dog fight here between these 2 teams. They're trying their best to outclass each other. Claudia isn't quite up fast enough, and Glbbous is able to make the block. Now you have Mozzie up quick. Stvn just barely reaching to make that save. She gets the boost stolen out from under her. Now it's going to be Claudia, Mythra, and Stvn all pushing on the blue half. A synchronized offensive play from the team in orange. Maggie missing her touch. Mozzie is going to be able to get back and push it into the wall. That's going to be a cheap shot on net with Mythra, just to get the players using their boost, put them out of position, and hopefully force a mistake. Mythra, fast shot. She hits it right into masypie, so it's going to be saved away. Now after collecting the corner, Mozzie bringing it all the way out to the side. Now we have a team pinch that is just wide of the net. Stvn is going to wait to make a play on it. Dangerous stuff from Meow as they move back into offensive play. It's going to be a pass to Stvn. Pop onto net. Maggie was wise to it. Gets the play out into the corner. Claudia, high pop. Glbbous is up to challenge. She's going to get past one. Mozzie shepherding it from the back wall to safety. Now we have a demo. Meow can't make use of it. Glbbous standing strong in defense, buying time for her team to get back into it. That's going to be a high pop. Maggie making the double jump save. And Glbbous, quick follow-up to get it past the challenging. Stvn up early. She's going for a double tap. Mozzie missing her touch, and that is going to be easy as you like for Stvn. She does these in her sleep as she easily places it underneath the challenging masypie, evening up the game. It's just a wonder to watch some of these players at work because their touches are so clean and calculated. It's hard to imagine them missing anything, but we have had good evidence of that this game. Almost all the players on the pitch making a whiff at some time or another. Now it's going to be Stvn, another well-placed shot, barely saved away by masypie. Claudia trying to get the touch out of that, gets bumped into the save, and Mythra has to make the 50-50 on the box. Now Stvn playing it fast over the top of one. We have the final 10 seconds. Will we see another team fall in the dwindling time that we have left? Stvn's going to try to put it in their favor. It's going to drop, and we have overtime. Pulse masypie, 1 goal away from being champions of week 2 for the month of June. Mythra trying to say no to that fact that's on the goal line, and Glbbous, her touch was too soft. It barely floated in. You could see the ball was almost entirely black the majority of the time, and oh, that's going to bring us into another game. Can't be too mad about that. We love more Rocket League, right? Game number 4 brings us to Manfield Night. Meow starting the long journey to a reverse sweep in these finals. Now we see more car changes for the team in orange. Stvn's going to stick with the winning formula though, as she has gotten a couple bangers on that preset. Mozzie running ahead, trying to get the demo, and Claudia makes the save in time. Now we have Mythra, Claudia moving out together. Maggie's going to defect it into the corner, and Stvn has to get up, waste some time, bring it high into the air as her teammates get back on defense. Claudia making a save in front of the net. That's free for Maggie as she sinks it. 2 defenders popped up for that second touch off of Maggie's. They're Mozzie centering, and they just cannot recover fast enough. You can see Stvn was lurking on the sidewall. Couldn't get back to that ball. High pop on the right wall. Mozzie bringing it all the way through the corner. Maggie trying to make a play on it, and Stvn is going to bring it to the wall. Doesn't have a lot of boost to work with. She's going to have to try to get it out to Claudia, and now that is a save from Pulse. Got some physical plays in the net. Mythra is going to take advantage of it and put one in the right side of the net. You can see that Maggie was getting harassed by Claudia there, and Mozzie reading the touch too early, flies past the ball as Mythra waits and sinks it. Pop out into the side. We have Mythra following it through the corner. She's got Claudia in support, but that is going to be pinched all the way to the other half. Now Stvn making a pop in the midfield. She had 0 boost, but luckily she picked up the mid as she moves it through the corner. It's going to be a long clear from masypie, Stvn, and Claudia back in defense. Maggie's going to get demoed in her challenge by Stvn. We see Meow are just rooming across the blue half, trying to get some demos, some bump plays on these ladies to try to tip the scales in their favor. Stvn, she's going to pop it past one, but is free for Glbbous to move down the field. A fight in the midfield for control as Meow try to move out of their half. And we have Mythra playing it safe in the back corner. She's going to get the advantage off of the 50-50, and now we have Mythra tackling in the corner. They're making a fast play. She had her flip remaining. That almost faked out the defender, and now it's Mozzie versus Claudia one-on-one. Mythra back in time in support. And that is going to remain in the orange corner. Maggie trying to get a pass out to the middle. The pinch was too fast for Mozzie to follow. And now we have Mythra with a long clear down into the corner. Glbbous misses her read in the corner. Maggie's going to have to clean it up for her. And now that goes back. Loose ball in the middle. Mozzie jumping early for the 50-50. That's two defenders up for Meow. Claudia has to play this really carefully to not concede a goal. And as soon as I say it, there it is. Mozzie taking the second for Pulse masypie, as Maggie getting the clever pass. Instead of taking a shot there, she had Mythra following the ball all the way. So the only way they were going to make an opportunity out of it was to passing play. And so I say, so it shall be done. Stvn trying to have something to say about it herself as she misses a top left shot. That's going to be a 50-50 on the goal line. Goes high. Stvn popping it high. Once again, Glbbous is there on the backboard to crowd it away. Now we have Mythra getting bumped on the wall. Claudia making a mess of the back line. Glbbous is going to pass it out to the middle. Mythra pops it high into the corner. We see Maggie waiting patiently in defense for it. Nothing comes of it yet, but Meow have so much pressure. Are they going to lose it here? It looks like Pulse are about to break away. And now we have Mozzie versus Stvn making the save, popping it off of the bar. Now it's Glbbous. She's awkward. Mispositioned for that read. Now we have Mozzie making a ceiling challenge. That's quite aggressive from her, and it works. But now it's Stvn out to the center. She doesn't have any more boost. She can't get the second touch. Mythra popped out to the middle. Claudia bit on that opportunity, and now it's going to be Pulsed on the other end. Claudia gets the demo. She gets the 50-50. Can she get the pass out into the middle? Mythra was not quite ready for it. Now we're back on the orange half. Now we have Mozzie dunk on one player. Claudia trying to move it past a second. Stvn is going to take her time, get the right power on it. But she does get demoed in that exchange. Now it's free for masypie to pop up high into the air. Stvn up for the challenge. She does manage to make the block, but it is awkward for Meow. Stvn gonna take it safely down into the other end. Now that's, oh my, what a, oh, the fake on that. Jeez, the axles must just be completely destroyed on Pulse. Mozzie in attempts to make a back pass to her teammates left Maggie out to dry, and Claudia is able to get the fake of a century on the last remaining player for Pulse, making it 2-all in the final 20 seconds. Now, I don't want to be accusatory here, but it seems like Meow love to play the last minute saviors. Are we going to see them survive once more? Mozzie waiting patiently. She gets the pass out into the middle. Stvn with the long clear. Claudia, she has an opportunity. Maggie, blah, blah, making the save. Is this going to drop to the ground? The ball is still live. There's an opportunity for a team to take the win right here. But no, Pulse are going to let that ball drop, and we have moved into overtime. Pulse, all they've got to do is secure one victory. One victory is all they need. And Meow have to take this game if they want to have a chance going into game number 5 to come away with the victory. Meow having advantage, having the pressure right now. That's a misflip from Mozzie, and that is going to leave it open for Stvn. She takes advantage of the feels backflip man, and Claudia with a high pop is going to put her out of position. Stvn just putting enough pace on that ball, and Mozzie too deep in the net to make the save. Now we are going to be moving into game 5. Let's go. Everybody loves a good game 5, so let's get into it. Game 5. The custom tournament system has awarded us with Neo Tokyo, a very hype map in my opinion. Love the announcer on this one. And boy, are we going to have a great match here. Both these teams giving it their all to try to take the victory in this week. And it has been a nail biter, mostly due to the fact that Meow like to make late comebacks, but we are going to try to ignore that fact as Claudia misses the ball. Stvn making a great effort to keep that open and clear, but so far Meow still held at 0. Claudia high pop above the net. Mozzie safely taking it out to the corner. She's going to miss her follow-up touch though, so Stvn has a window to make a play. Now that's going to be all 3 Pulse masypie defenders up for it. And Claudia alone in the back, all by her lonesome. There's a demo on the player. Stvn taking out the corner, but gets demoed herself. Claudia fastly popping it into the middle, but Maggie is going to take it past 2. That's a high pop. Stvn getting beat on that, and we have a whiff from both Claudia and Pulse, meaning that we are still scoreless. Claudia missing her glancing blow. Mythra trying to get another pass out to the center is not going to come away successful. And we have Claudia long clear down the other half. Stvn just stole that boost, so we have a starved defender, and it is not going to matter because that pinches in. Claudia long clear, follows it up herself, and gets the dunk on Glbbous' attempted clear, and Maggie is left hopeless in net. There was nothing she could do about that. The pace on it was ridiculous. Just had to sit and watch. If she could, you know, you could blink to miss that goal. And now we are going to have a second in just a few seconds. Glbbous trying to make that clear. She gets too soft of a touch on it, and Stvn is going to sit. Wow, that just had pace on it. Stvn putting a clanger into the bottom left side of the net, proving that placement and power beats everything else. You do not need flashy mechanics. All you need are solid consistency. That is going to be even a third Meow, surprisingly, coming back in this series to completely shut out Pulse in the first 2 minutes of game number 5. It was looking like the momentum was swinging the other way for Pulse, but now they're actually about to get a taste of their own medicine if Meow can keep this up, because they have dealt reverse sweeps themselves a couple times in the past few weeks, and it's looking like Meow are going to try to do it to them. Maggie gets back for the save. Glbbous trying to follow up on it, but she is dunked by Stvn, and that is a free ball in front of the blue box. That's going to be a dunk for Claudia. Has she gotten a hat trick yet? Ah, it's looking like they've got 2 each between her and Stvn. That's a fast aerial. Mozzie missing the read on it. She tried to compensate by getting back to the ball, but just could not make it in time. 4-0. We have just under 3 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for Pulse to make a comeback, but if this series has proven anything so far, it's that Meow are the ones who like to come back in the last minutes. Can Pulse replicate that same play? Mozzie up early, intercept it, goes into the middle. Stvn just as fast to pop it back out into the midfield. That is going to be Maggie trying to go ahead, make a play on it. Mozzie is going to demo Claudia, and it is free going into the right corner. Now Stvn trying to replicate her early goal of a tight angle double tap off the back wall, but it is going to go wide. And now we see Pulse moving down the other end. Stvn taking her time out of the back corner. She's going to try to delay, give her teammates as much time to get in position and get boost. That's only going to go as far as Maggie. Now strong clear from Mozzie. Glbbous could not get the follow-up read on it. Mozzie is going to have to follow it herself as she makes yet another clear into the orange half. Now Maggie, one-on-one. Stvn makes the dive. She's not even going to allow Maggie to set up the 1v1 situation. Claudia faking out one, getting a pop over the second. She's going to try to get the bump on the last, but it is not connecting. And we move back into defense from Meow. Maggie, she's going to take it slowly, but she is dunked by Mythra. Now we see Mozzie. She's low boost in the back. She's gonna have to be waited out by Claudia. Mythra, she can't get back to it, and that is a stray ball going in for the first for Pulse. They have a chance. It's a slim chance, but they have a chance with just 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. You could see Stvn, she knew as soon as that went past her, she just stopped moving. She wasn't even gonna try to do anything about it. And, you know, Pulse, Meow have left the door cracked, like just the tiniest crack. You could see the light coming in, but Pulse still have a lot of work to do if they are going to bring this back. It's looking like they might fall to this Meowscarada, however we say their name, Meowscarada. I hope this isn't a reference that I just don't know, because I am clueless in many manners and I always feel left out. But Stvn, flip reset, on net, she pops it past one. Mozzie can't get the save. That is Clanger off the crossbar, and it allows Glbbous to save it away. Now we have Mythra, 50-50 into the orange corner. Stvn's going to try to handle that, but she missed the corner boost grab when she made her turn. And now she's going to be low in front of the net. Mythra, by stinking chance, was in position to make that deflecting clear. And Pulse masypie are still held to 1. They're running out of seconds. It would have to be a miracle at this point to come back with 3 goals. And Meow are just going to keep going up early, wasting time. Maggie trying to make a play of it. There's even a bump in the back line, but it is all but confirmed. Meow are your winners for week number 2. And we have a whole new slew of players with 1 win each that are going to make a contention for the final 2-win bounty. All right, looking back at the bracket, we can see that we have our victors, Meowscarada, taking it against Pulse masypie with the reverse sweep in the finals. Great games played today. Shout out to all the players who participated. It's such a blast getting to cast these. Every time when I think, it's too much work, you know, I don't know if I can keep doing these weeklies, then, you know, it's times like these where I just get to witness beautiful plays come to fruition, and it makes it all worth it. So if you guys are enjoying Women's Weekly, be sure to like the video, drop comments down below, and if you are a woman who want to participate yourself, get into the Discord server. The link is down in the description, and you can participate alongside these wonderful players. But that is going to do it for this one. Also, another quick shout out is that if you would like to contribute to the prize pool, don't forget to go to my About section on my YouTube channel and click the PayPal link if you want to specifically direct your prize money to any place, either a bounty or a one-time prize pool. You know, have the freedom to do that, put it in the message. But that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week.